The 10 most haunted places in the world, from a ghostly castle in France to a paranormal pub in Britain. These haunted destinations are guaranteed to spook even the most skeptical of travelers. Number 1. Dubbed as the Giant of the Loire Valley, Château de Brissac boasts 7 floors, 204 rooms, numerous portrait galleries, and a private opera house which seats 200 people. It was a fortress built by the Counts of Anjou in the 11th century, and King Louis XIII dropped by in 1620. The ghosts. The most active is La Dame Verte, Green Lady, who was apparently the illegitimate child of King Charles VII and was later murdered by her husband in the chateau in the 15th century after he caught her having an affair. She is often seen in the tower room of the chapel, wearing her green dress, with gaping holes where her eyes and nose should be. When not startling guests by her appearance, she can be heard moaning around the castle. As of now, the chateau is a popular hotel that hosts special events such as a Christmas market and tastings of the well-regarded wines, produced from its own vineyards. Guests who are brave enough to stay overnight enjoy rooms lavishly decorated with period furniture. Number 2. Monte Cristo Homestead, New South Wales, Australia. This late Victorian mansion was built by a wealthy landowner Christopher William Crawley in 1876. Reputedly Australia's most haunted house. For the ghosts. From the young child who was dropped down the stairs, the maid who fell from the balcony, or the stable boy who burned to death, to the ghost of the son of the caretaker who was found curled up next to the dead body of his mother and chained up for 40 years. Currently, the house operates as a B&B and a ghost tour. The dares can spend the night in the haunted homestead. Number 3. Bangar Fort, Rajasthan, India. The ruins of a fort city built in the 17th century. Do not be fooled by the beauty of these ruins, as they are ranked as the most haunted fort in India. Tales of a wizard called Singhiya and a princess called Ratnavati who spurned his advances. Legend has it that his spell on her turned into a boulder that crushed him. But not before he cursed the palace, condemning the inhabitants to death, without any hope of rebirth. As of now, Bangar Fort is now an archaeological site, known as the House of Ghosts. Be sure to visit in daylight, as the fort is closed between sunset and sunrise, with locals convinced that anyone who spends the night amongst the ruins will never be seen again. Number 4. Myrtle's Plantation, USA. In New Orleans is the mansion of Myrtle's Plantation, bordered by a 125-foot veranda. The stained glass front door leads into a grand foyer displaying a huge French crystal chandelier. With 10 people being murdered in the mansion itself, it's no surprise there have been so many reported ghost sightings, the most famous of which is Chloe, who had her ear cut off by her lover. She wears a green turban, peering intently at visitors while they're in bed, and has even appeared in a photograph. More eerie sightings include a child bouncing on the beds, a soldier, a voodoo priestess, and the ghost of a previous owner who was shot in the chest has been heard staggering up the stairs where he died. Despite being known as the most haunted house in America, the plantation is now a pretty bed and breakfast offering 12 accommodations. Popular evening tours. And soon a new restaurant on site will bring fresh, local food to visitors. Number 5. Dragsholm Slot, Denmark. Dragsholm Slot, or Dragsholm Castle, was originally built in 1215, making it one of the oldest castles in Denmark and reportedly the most haunted castle in all of Europe. The castle is thought to be home to at least 100 ghosts, including the Earl of Bothwell, the husband of Mary Queen of Scots, who died as a prisoner in the castle. You may also see the White Lady wandering the halls, whose skeleton was found encased in a wall by builders in 1930. The castle has been transformed into a luxurious hotel. For a truly terrifying experience, book a ghost tour including a 2-night stay. Number 6. Ancient Ram Inn, Gloucestershire, England. Built in 1145, legend has it that the inn was used by priests who kept slaves and workers to help build the St. Mary's Church. Located in Watton-under-Edge, it is believed to have spiritual energy from Stonehenge. It has also been reported that it was the scene of a child sacrifice and devil worshipping. The witch's room is said to be haunted by a woman burnt at the stake in the 1500s accused of being a witch. A high priestess has been spotted sitting on a bed, a centurion on horseback has been seen walking through the walls, agonizing screams of a girl heard, a monk in the most haunted room, and even a succubus is said to slip into the beds of visitors. Many paranormal events are still hosted at the inn. Number 7. Castle of Good Hope, Cape Town, South Africa. An overview of the Decat balcony within the Castle of Good Hope, which is South Africa's oldest structure, Dreamstime. The site, built in the 17th century by the Dutch East India Company, the Castle of Good Hope is South Africa's oldest building. The first ghost was spotted in 1915 walking between the bastions Leerdam and Oranjie. Then Lady in Grey, often seen running through the castle holding her face and crying hysterically. Current situation. Arguably one of the world's best preserved 17th century buildings, the castle is now a popular tourist attraction. Number 8. Hell Fire Club, Montpelier Hill, Ireland. The Hell Fire Club was a hunting lodge, built in 1925 for William Connolly, an Irish parliamentary speaker. The stones of the buildings are from ancient passage tombs, said to have angered the devil, which first associated the site with the supernatural. The lodge reportedly became a gathering place for a small group of Dublin elites who met for debauchery and devil worship. Its ruins sit atop the summit of Montpelier Hill in the foothills of the Dublin Mountains. Tales of animal sacrifice, black masses, cloven-hoofed men and murder are linked to the structure, including a satanic creature, in the form of a man. The Hell Fire Club is a popular stopping point on a walking trail through the Dublin Hills. Ghost tours of the site are also available, with extra tours running for the week of Halloween. Number 9. Banff Springs Hotel, Alberta, Canada. The Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta, Canada, is one of Canada's great railway hotels and reportedly one of the most haunted buildings in the country. Reportedly, a bride who fell down the staircase breaking her neck is often seen in the ballroom dancing, with the flames coming from the back of her dress. A family were murdered in room 873 can still be seen in the hallway outside the room. To a former bellman, who still likes helping guests up to their rooms, dressed in his 60s uniform. If you try to tip him or make conversation, he disappears. Now part of the Fairmont chain of luxury hotels, the Banff Springs, also known as the Castle in the Rockies. 10. Poveglia Island, Italy. In the 14th century, Venetians infected by the bubonic plague were sent here to die, and, when they died, they were burned on giant pyres. The site was also used as a mental asylum during the 1800s where patients were experimented on and tortured. Locals will tell you the island is full of ghosts and cursed with unhealthy spirits. Voices and screams are often heard, and visitors have reported seeing dark, fleeting shadows. Despite nearly being auctioned off to an entrepreneur, the island remains totally abandoned and off-bounds to most visitors.